Hi, Land of News. Good morning, good evening, or good afternoon, depending where you're watching this. Thank you for all you guys around the world that have supported us, and especially on other platforms where we have up to 46,000 viewers worldwide on one platform alone. I'm going to talk about a number of things today. Update on the common law and what's happening there on our website. Now, our website got overwhelmed. It went down. And so did Alan Jones. He got so many people on his live broadcast the other night, last night, I forget now what it was. And we got overwhelmed with our website, clciaustralia.com, that we crashed. So anyway, we fixed that problem and we hope we fixed it permanently. On the download, there's one download where you send documents to your employer for sacking you because you didn't get jabbed. Well, people said, why can you go after the poor employer? You should be going after the government. Well, if we have to remember the Nuremberg trials, Hitler's gone to Argentina, he's supposed to have died. Well, that's another story. But if someone issues you an unlawful order and you're in an organization or you're part of that and you accept it and you continue that process, it's conspiracy to commit a criminal offense. So you're just as guilty. So we went to a meeting up in Maryborough, and in that area, they're setting up a common law court up there, which is fantastic. Now, there was 5 people who got sacked from the education department now because they wouldn't get vaccinated, and there was others as well. But this is just one simple case. We must do something about it. So the principal is just as guilty as the Daniel Andrews and Brett Sutton, which both have been indicted by a grand jury, and both of which have been convicted by the Common Law Court International, by a jury of their peers. Paperwork's gone to the UK. It's a rotten time of the year to get anything done, but it will eventually pick up. But as I said, on Rumble, that was the other website, $46,000, 46,000 viewers in a couple of days, which is really, and it's on other platforms as well, which I don't even know about. But the word is out there. It will get out, just like Pope Benedict. When his charges were laid in Canada, nobody expected it to go anywhere, but Spain picked up on the charges that he was guilty. They had a pope who was guilty of sexual crimes against children when he was in the Nazis, Cardinal Ratzinger at the time, and he ended up a prisoner in the Vatican. So common law is getting bigger every day. Now we've got more people who are wasting their time with other organizations which are pretending to be common law courts, or we won't mention, we'll give them any plugs, but they're now coming across to us. And the reason they're doing that is because the UK, as I said, has been going for 4 years. The wheel has already been invented. It's already rolling. It's got a new set of tires. Why change anything? Let's just stick to the rules. There are no VIPs in common law. We're just all equal, men and women, just a gathering. There are no organization, no committees, nothing. There's no importance. It's just a group, a gathering of people get together, and from that they organize a jury, a grand jury or a normal jury. They elect 2 people to look after the jury. They elect, organize or elect adjudicator who has got a bit of knowledge of the law, and then they elect a sheriff for the day. Now, talking about sheriffs, there can be a sheriff in one area with deputies, and then 20 kilometers or 50 kilometers or the next township, they can elect another sheriff there. And that can be done by proper election. They put somebody up who really deserves it, who's been organizing things, who's proven that their intent is honorable, and do an election and elect them. And then the only way that sheriff or deputy sheriff, when the sheriff appoints deputies, the only way these people become lawful is at the first court case, when they take their oath of office before the jury of 12 sign their certificate, confirmation, application and approval, right? So that's how it works. It has to be done lawfully, otherwise it's just we'll just might as well stay in the fictional system and carry on committing crimes. Let's have a look at our enemies, and we have a number of enemies. I think the biggest enemy you have is the people who are compliant, brainwashed, absolute scared poolus, wearing masks in the car on their own. We know them. You see them every day. These people are brainwashed and there is no hope for them. They are waking up and the reason they're waking up, I hope the criminal politicians are watching, because they're getting fed up of barcodes and being abused and stuff. So they are waking up. The next enemy is this thing, the phone. This is the enemy of your children, your family. Get rid of it. Now, it's not much point talking about it unless you intend to do it. Well, I've done it. I've just got a normal little flip-flop phone, no Wi-Fi, no Bluetooth, and my friends have the number so they can ring me up. This thing here stays at home, and when I come back, I'll check for messages and reply to them, but it's not going anywhere. It's not going to become my tracking machine, and it's not going to become my master, because the whole purpose of all of this BS is to get all your data, on here. So you pay your bills, they follow you wherever you go, you do everything on here. It controls your life. If you go to even back 2 years ago, and in the airport, people got off airplanes, there was a couple of hundred people waiting to get on the next one. A family, no family, mate. This is their family, all on their phones, and this is our enemy. We must practice what we preach. I've done it. My friends will have all the numbers as soon as I put them in. It's a lot of work. But anyway, we got to do it. So get off that. Our next enemy, as I said, I did talk about IDs. When you produce an ID, usually your driving license, your passport and stuff, you're in their system. And if you consider yourself as a person, you deserve everything you get, because you are a deceased estate at law, a corpse, a corporation. Forget that word. That is your number one enemy word, person. Just when you're if you say it, just go, oops, man or woman. That's all we are, men and women. And when we have gatherings for common law courts, there are no persons in there. It's just men and women get together and make a decision on what to do from there on. So get rid of your phones, stop the word person. And another word you must get used to not using is government. There are no such thing as a government. They're all private corporations. We got ScoMo, private corporation, Andrews, they're all private corporations. Now there's an election coming up, so they're going to do everything to stop us physically voting, going up to the schools, wherever the case may be, and voting. They'll bring in those machines from America. They'll bring in, they'll have another little bit of pandemic or something just to keep postal voting is the thing of the future, right? Right. So we got to avoid that. We must vote in human being as a man or a woman, right? So politicians are our enemy, because there's no government. They're all on the board. That's all they are, board members. They have no right to do anything they're doing. And what we must avoid at all times is to allow the Labour Party to get control of the federal parliament. Gough Whitlam and Bob Hawke destroyed this place. Hawke brought in the Act of 1986 with Malcolm Fraser helping, Liberal, and removed the Queen, the Constitution. And then they have the hard neck to whinge and bitch about China. They gave all our jobs to China. They gave all their technology to China. And now they're whinging about China because China's got pretty powerful. Well, whose fault is it? It's our criminal politicians. So why whinge about it? And then they talk about China having not much freedom. What do you think happened here for the last couple of years? And in some cases, still happening. Nothing different, just hypocrites. So be wary of who you elect. You elect more fools into Parliament, into the corporation headquarters, which is all owned by our dear friends, the Democrats. So be wise. Now be wary of independence, because as you've seen, if you looked on the Fox News, Tucker Carlson, and a lot of these people are pretty good. Alan Jones, these are all good. Alan's got his own platform now. These guys come out with the truth. A lot of these independents are Greens. It's just another excuse, and there's a vice party or something which are deadly dangerous. So be wary of your enemies. Hi, a number of people have asked what this little bit of LBE stands for, live birth event. Now, I don't know how powerful that is or how important it is. Someone suggested it, Bill Turner, I'm not too sure, but put it in there. But at the end here, it says what it really means, date of birth. And that's important. So if you're sending in for IDs, guys, just keep it simple. Just give me your given names, your family name, your date of birth, and an address, preferably what's on your driving license if you're still at that address. An ID means identification, and that states exactly what's on there. And if it's good enough for the educator, for the immigration department, it's good enough for anybody else to accept it. Just keep it simple. Anyway, let's have a look at what's happening in the common law court. On the 24th of November, we had 2 court cases, 2 juries, and we convicted Daniel Andrews and Brett Sutton of crimes against the people, including genocide. That paperwork is now lodged with the UK, and of course, eventually it will get around the world. We'd like to thank the other mediums for promoting us. We've had a lot of viewers on other channels as well, which is really good. Large gathering up in Murrayborough, and very dedicated people. And sadly, there was at least one group of people who worked for the education department who'd lost their jobs, and they're now going to take these people on in the common law court. If you go to our YouTube channel, clciaustralia.com, it'll be up there, and at the end, there'll be more information at the end as well. And you can download a document you can send to them, get the employer to sign it to say he takes full responsibility for any bad consequences of your jab. Of course, they won't do that, but there's also an indication that there will be summons to mediation, and if that doesn't work out, it then goes before a jury if they appears. Now, someone has said, why do we only go after the education department CEO in his private capacity? Why not the principal? Well, yes, the principal is part of the chain. Without that chain, there's no traction. So they're all participating in crimes. So go for the lot in their private capacity. So you must write that in there as well. But anyway, since then we've had other areas in Melbourne here and in New South Wales and a few other places that want to start a common law court, and we've agreed to help them on the proviso that they stick to the system. Now the wheel was invented. Kevin Arnott in Canada took the Pope down, Pope Benedict. He's still alive. He's in the Vatican. Can't leave it. And then John Smith in the UK started it up in the UK 4 years ago, a little over that now. And the wheel has already been invented. So we're not going to try and change it. We'll stick to those rules. Those rules are tried and proven. Why reinvent the wheel, as they say? If we stick to the rules, we do our paperwork right, it has to be perfect. It'll get sent back from the UK if it's not, and it has no lawful standing if it's done incorrect. So we must stick to the rules. So what we decided, what we do is we'll help people who are running a court, say in New South Wales or Western Australia, in the Labour Party lockdown state. The Labour Party are our enemy since Gough Whitlam and Bob Hawke. They destroyed this country, and if they ever get back in again, Labour Party were completely gone, mate, because Biden, Mr. Biden, that is, he will tell us what to do, and I don't think he knows what he's doing himself, but that's another story. But anyway, let's keep it simple. We will do a Zoom meeting to somebody in that building where the court case is taking place. Now, you can't video a court case. You can record the sound for a record, but that's it. But you can't record it. So we can actually prompt somebody in another state or another part of the country, make sure the jury is sworn in, make sure the other staff are all sworn in. And then if they're doing something wrong, we can tell whoever's the prompter to hold on there, and then we'll get it recorrected. In other words, those of us who have a little bit of knowledge will be able to help the people who are just starting out. Because the first time, once or twice, is it, the second, third time becomes easy. We got at least three deputy sheriffs here, which are quite capable of running a court. Now, when I say deputy sheriffs, they're appointed by the sheriff, who's already been sworn in by a jury. They go before the jury, they take the oath of office in front of the jury, and they get signed off on that. So that makes it lawful. And it's a simple process. It's like religion. It's very hard to change from one system to another. Common law is common to every man and woman. That's why it's called common. It's common to everybody. There's nobody above it. And it is the law of the land. It goes back to the Ten Commandments. It's just common sense. So the people are the power. That's where the politicians, we used to have politicians, gave the people the power to elect them, and they become servants. But that's gone. Corporations are independent, like the federal government. I said it again. They can't tell the states what to do because they're all corporations. And if you keep voting these fools in, be wary of independence, because sometimes they're Greens, and the Greens and the Labour Party are all one. So be wary of what words you use. Stop using the word person, government. They don't exist anymore. Corporations are corpses. So if you're a person, you're dead. So get yourself an ID and say, hang on a minute, I've got diplomatic immunity from that deceased estate. That's basically what it's all about. We've had a lot of good offers. We have a building which we're allowed to use, and I think the man who owns the building is going to have an office there, and I believe he's going to pay some staff to run it, which is going to be great because we're a very poor organization at the moment. Another lovely company man has said that he will put a vehicle under a common law vehicle, and of course that then everybody will see the common law court sheriff car on the road, and it'll have an email address and a contact number. So there's millions of people out there, millions who need help, who will be able to help them. Because remember, we're getting rid of our phones. We're going to go to leave the tracker at home and answer the phone calls on it later on. So get rid of that. In the meantime, support the common law sheriff. At the end of this, there's support your local sheriff. That was a great movie, James Gardner. At the end here, support the local common law court. Put a few dollars into it. I thank the people. Some people have put 10, 20, $100 in, and we really do appreciate it. We have a lot of stuff to purchase, like uniforms and stuff, and everything is expensive because the dollar is crashing. All of this, what's going on now, is for the new world reset for the banks, and that's why all that data will be on there. Even little babies have to be vaccinated now, so they say, so they can get their information. Now, I'm not anti-vax, so I got to say that as well. So the words persons and governments from our vocabulary. We mustn't use those words. Get rid of our phones and get a simple little phone, leave the other big stupid thing at home and put it on airplane mode if you're out, so they can't be tracked, because the whole life is controlled from that. Now, fines. A lot of people are scared about fines. I will be putting another document together as soon as I can. Look, I'm a one-man band here on my own. I'm well and truly retired, so that's why when you do an identification, you want to put some money in the kitty, make it a donation, because I can't afford to pay tax. I'm only 76, so give me a break. I will put some more documents up how to get out of these fines. We used to be able to do it with Fines Victoria when they had the infringement court, which was a computer. Well, that's gone. Now they're using the magistrates court, which is another private company. I'll have to do a different sort of letter to get you out of that one. So just hang in there, right? Well, I had a phone call in the middle of all that, and it came on the other phone. I don't know where I am. But anyway, from now on, politicians, persons, are all removed, and governments from our vocabulary. Support the common law court by putting a few dollars in our kitty. The ID cards is nothing to do with the International Common Law Court. They are common law court IDs, but I'm the one that takes the donations, so don't get them mixed up, because that money goes in there. We don't touch it. It goes into there's two people have to sign it off, so that I don't want to take any money out of that account for anything I do. Anyway, support common law. You are the power, you are the people, and we will help other people in interstate, men and women. God is the power. Governments don't like God because it takes the power away from them. They want, Daniel Andrews wants everybody to look at him to save them so he can get re-elected. Well, got news for you, mate. I only answer to God. Anyway, God bless you all, guys, for watching. I hope I got some information across to you. I will put some documents up on fines, how to deal with that. Fines Victoria, as you know, the common law court, we shut the infringement court down. They don't no longer use the computer. They have to use the magistrates court, which is a private corporation as well. I will put some paperwork up on CLCI Australia common law court website, and you'll be able to download it. In the meantime, you can download the paperwork on there and send it to you. Now, in the beginning, people want to know a little bit about law. If you go to the very first page, you click on there, you will find there's a lot of information on the law. 120 pages or something, which you can read through, or you can download it. Download it from, go to Google, type in the name of the document, download it, take it up to Officeworks, which are part of Bunnings, and Bunnings CEO has been indicted by a grand jury for crimes against the people. Keep that in mind. I can't wait to see that case go to court. And there's 120 pages. They will bind it for you for about $11-12. Maybe the dollar is crashing, as you know, the new system is coming in. Remember, we're building back better. Yeah, when they say things are getting better, means they're getting worse. But anyway, London News, Dr. Barry, sign off. Thanks for watching, guys. If go to the end for the information and subscription details. If I forget anything, I'll add it in. Bye for now.